Okay, so you all should be working on the dueling coupons assignment where you're comparing whether it's better to do a $20 off or a 20% off discount. So the first item that you have is a chair, and it is $139.99. If something is $20 off, right, all you merely have to do is subtract the $20. It's purely that simple, right? $139.99 minus $20, that'll give you $119.99. So those $20 that you were originally going to spend on this item can now go back into your pocket. So calculating $20 off is pretty simple. All you have to do is subtract. Calculating 20% off is a little bit different, right? So this is where we have to go back to what we know about percents and creating our proportions. We know that percents are always out of 100, and in this case, we're working with 20%. So I'm going to put 20% over 100%. 139 is the whole price of the item. So I'm going to put 139 as my whole, and my part, which is how much 20% is, that's what I need to solve for. So going back to what I know about proportions, I'm going to solve using the cross product method. And when I ended up solving this, I got that the amount would be $27.99. Now, if this is a $139.99 item, 20% off, and I get $27.99, does that mean that I'm paying $27? No. What that means is that I'm now saving that money. So what I would do is I would take the $139.99 and subtract the discount, because now this amount is what I get off of the price. So when I do that, I end up getting 0, 0, 2, 1, 1. Okay? So I end up getting $112 as my total. So with 20% off, I'm going to now pay $112. Now, another way to look at it is by thinking back to the fraction strips, right? So if I have this strip is 100%, right? This right here, this amount is how much I'm getting off. I'm getting 20% off. So it's kind of like I'm able to cut this piece off, right? I'm no longer paying that amount. If I'm no longer paying 20%, how much am I actually paying then? How much is this piece going to be, right? This is 80%. So by getting 20% off, it's the same thing as saying I'm actually paying 80%. So 20% off is the same thing as saying 80% on, meaning you're actually paying 80%. So another way that I can set up my proportion is by doing the $139.99. That's always going to be my whole price. But instead of 20% in the numerator, I'm going to put 80. So I can figure out what I'm actually going to pay. I don't care about the amount that I get off. I care about the amount that I'm actually going to pay. So when I actually do the cross products method and cross multiply, I'm actually going to get 112. That's how much I'm actually paying. So now the question is, if you get 20% off, it's 112. If you do $20 off, it's 119. Which one is the better deal? Clearly 20%, because the item ends up being cheaper. So with that knowledge, I want you to go ahead and do the rest of the items on your dueling coupons assignment.